Hey everybody, welcome to etrailer.com. I'm Bobby and today we're taking a look at the Yakima OffGrid Roof Cargo Basket here today on our 2021 Volkswagen Tiguan. Now guys, I think the OffGrid is definitely an awesome looking cargo basket. Yakima always kind of designing with style in mind. Of course, not only with style though, that also gives you a lot of great little contact points. That's going to be awesome for your cam buckle or ratchet strap systems to go ahead and start securing all of the cargo that we might want to throw up on here. As you guys are seeing, it's pretty much taking up the entire roof of the Tiguan. That means you're going to have no trouble fitting almost everything you need on here. Now I will say coolers and whatnot, they're definitely going to have an okay time chilling in here. You don't have the deepest well though for your carrier, so this is going to be really good for like your dry bags. Stuff like that is awesome. Totes also in here can be great. And one thing I like too are these bars at the top. So they become great little dividers for your cargo you're throwing up on there, of course. But one other thing they're awesome for, you actually can use those as an adapter bar, allowing you to actually throw up other accessories on your off-grid. So this can be great for like a bike rack, even maybe a kayak carrier up on there. Again, that's going to just give you a nice little additional bracket to go ahead and put some accessories on top of the off-grid, which is pretty cool. You don't really see that on a lot of the other carriers, and sometimes you do run into issues, right, where you're taking up the entirety of your roof. Now that's kind of the only bummer of having this so wide. Obviously, with it being more wide, taking up more room, we're gonna fit more cargo on there, but it does limit us on our accessories we can throw on there. So I like that we have the option of still adding things on top of the off-grid, which is great for ourselves. Now you are gonna be working with 165 pounds of weight capacity with this system. Now with that in mind though, make sure you're always checking your vehicle's owner's manual guide to make sure you're not exceeding the weight limit of your own roof, and as well as checking your weight requirements here on your roof rack system. So the things to look out for there, this guy we're working on is gonna be a Yakima Jetstream crossbar. That's gonna allow you to have about 165 pounds as well. So keep in mind your carrier has weight, and that is your dynamic load capability. So what that means is when you're actually moving, now if you do have like a tent or some kind of the structure, you get away with it a little bit more. But keep in mind watching those weight requirements, especially as you start loading up heavier and heavier cargo. I definitely don't want to be damaging our vehicle or our crossbar systems for ourselves. Well, it doesn't take too much time to actually get this guy installed. As you guys are seeing too, it takes up not too much room. And we do have this nice open back end here, which I do actually like. Gonna be great even for your longer items here. So let's go ahead, see how we can get this installed, and then hop up and start looking at some of our own dimensions. All right guys, to get this installed, what we're gonna do is actually get all of our foot pads in place. Now of course, setting this up here can be a little difficult. So what I like to do, kind of get one end set and then you kind of like lay it gently down. Of course, we're gonna be damaging the underside of our foot pads or our roof rack system we're laying it on. So that can be nice to go ahead and just get it shifted. These guys can actually shift the entirety of this length, of course. And all we got to do is go ahead and get them on our crossbar spread. So that's going to be a little bit up to you guys. We just have about 26 inches or so apart here today. And then to actually get these foot pads on, guys, we have this little rubber coated metal strip here. That's going to go on the underside of our roof rack system. The flange here is going to find itself and seat itself right in that position. Now, if you do need to tighten this up, you have this little bolt here. This is going to let you either loosen or tighten up that strip. That way you can go ahead and make sure you're getting on there. And then we just simply bring this guy across and down and latch that guy in like so. So it becomes very, very simple. Of course, you can go ahead and make sure you're all the way tightened down. That way we don't have it shifting around our entire crossbar system. And one thing about that too, the last little step, of course, if you guys did go ahead and grab yourself some locking cores, now would probably be a great time to go ahead and replace those guys. That way you can go ahead and make sure you're nice and secured on your roof rack system. Well, as you guys saw, it definitely doesn't take too much time to actually get this installed. I definitely think it's actually one of the big advantages that the off-grid offers you. A lot of times you have like a U-bolt style with some kind of hand knobs they have to bring in, and they're just kind of a pain to set up. Now, luckily for us, you're probably not setting up all the time on those other models, but that's what's really nice about the off-grid. It's gonna make it really easy to take it off and on. And of course, with those locking cores too, we're not gonna be worried about leaving it on our vehicle for a lot of time that's extended, which is great. So that security option definitely gives you a huge advantage. And one thing I really like about these locking cores from Yakima, you actually can get them all key to like using Yakima's same key system. And then we actually are working on our Yakima Jetstream crossbars here today with our Timberland tower. So one thing that can be kind of cool, guys, you actually can get these all key to like, and therefore one key is gonna go ahead and make sure everything's secure for yourself. And if you're like me, nice that you're gonna get a bunch of spares so that you always have your key when you need it. But taking a look at the OffGrid itself, let's go ahead and just give ourselves some dimensions here really quickly. So inside to inside here today, guys, is going to be putting us about 37 3/4 inches for our width. For our length here today, bear with me as I kind of spitball it here. Looks like we're about 40 3/4 to that inside to inside. Now you do get a little bit more here on the front. We're just going from that front of that fairing because you're probably gonna have a harder time getting your thicker, bigger cargo up in front of that. But talking about that fairing, this guy is actually detachable, which is really nice too. You guys can see these little plastic clips just pop right off, and then we can take this guy off in no time. So that's gonna be excellent if you guys want a little bit of a longer cargo system. So maybe you're moving some wood, or you have a stand-up paddle board, something like that needs a little bit extra length. We can go ahead, pop that fairing out, get it out of our way, and start utilizing this entire back end that's actually open over here too. I think that's a nice little thing with the OffGrid. Now you might be a little scared going, oh no, all of my stuff has an open end here. As long as we are appropriately treating it with, or tying it all down with a cam buckle, ratchet strap, I don't think we're gonna have any issue. You can actually get this bar shifted over too and act as like kind of a back stopper, which can be nice. And that just allows you to have those longer items, which is great. You're not binned in and confined to your grid. You have a little bit of extra room, of course, hence the OffGrid, right? So we actually do have a little way here too. We have about 5 inches of depth, just to give you guys an idea. And that's gonna go ahead and allow you to have a nice little deep well for yourself to keep your cargo in. Again, nice little contact points throughout this. No water buildup, which is great. Really nice little system up here. As you guys saw, definitely get a lot of distinct features on this guy that definitely set it apart from the rest, in my opinion. Obviously, the style's there, which is great. I really do like those contact points with it, though. And I actually am a really big fan of how much space you actually can fit on here. That open end is very nice. Now again, I would maybe be a little concerned about my items shifting, and that's where that rear bar support is going to be awesome for ourselves to kind of compartmentalize everything that we have set on here. Now if you guys are wanting a little bit extra space, the Tiguan definitely can have it. I definitely think we're going to have no trouble fitting 18 inches on here, so there actually is an extension you guys can pick up. It'll sit just right here in the middle, and definitely we're having way more than space than we'll need here. We're not going to be worried about this hatch opening. We're going to have clear space to get that open, which is going to be great. Of course, the only thing to watch out for, though, if you have those longer items hanging through the back end, let's make sure we are being conscious of it, not opening our hatch and have any kind of damage happen, which would definitely not be great. Now, if you guys are liking the Yakima OffGrid here, but you're like, man, I don't know, it really is taking up a lot of room. Again, that Yakima Skinny Warrior could be a nice kind of pivot for you guys. You still want a lot of cargo space, but you still want to go ahead and still have the other side of your roof available for a lot of different options. So, in my opinion, those guys are definitely up there on the roof baskets. They got the look, they got the style, and you know they have the durability. That powder coat finish will be lasting you a while if you guys are treating it well. So with that, being gentle with it is definitely going to make it last a longer time. This guy's been with us for a while. You can see where a little bit of the scrapes are happening. We have just a little bit of rust forming here, and that's because it's been outside for multiple seasons, which is great. So you know it's going to be lasting a while, and a little bit of TLC can go a long way of making sure this guy stays with you for the seasons to come. Well, guys, I think that about does it for our look at the Yakima OffGrid Roof Cargo Basket here today on our 2021 Volkswagen Tiguan. I'm Bobby. Thank you for watching.